Welcome to the North American Golden Domers for Sunday, October 12th, 2025. I am Raji, coming to you live from North Bend, Toronto, Canada. Andy, coming from Albany, New York, the suburb of Schenectady. How are you?
I'm well, Raj. Good to be here. Glad to be here, certainly after a win, and it's good to see you guys.
Andy, nice to see you in white. It's very nice. Oh, that's a lovely shirt. Rodolfo, I'm assuming, and coming to us live from Mexico City, Rodolfo, the football game in the background is likely the Niners losing. Are you the one with the game on in the background?
I am. I'm sorry about that. My kid has problems hearing, I guess, because the volume is really high. Yeah.
Rodolfo Jr.
Exactly.
You're well in Mexico City?
Everything's going good here.
Rodolfo, the Americans refer to Canada as their hat. Are you their shoes? Is that what's happening down there?
I hope I'm their shoes and not their pants, right? So, yeah. I'll go with shoes.
And coming to us live, the podcast owner, the esteemed Paul Linehan from Cleveland, Ohio. Paul, how are you?
Gentlemen, I had a fabulous weekend at Notre Dame this weekend, and you'll hear more about it later, but just still coming off the high. A little tired, but coming off the high. Great weekend.
The tease of that is Paul and his daughter are now 1-0, and Notre Dame is 1-0 with you helping facilitate their win. So,
yes,
well done. Well done. We have a guest. He's having internet problems. So, Gerald, it's not an age thing. It is. There's Mo might join us. He might not. But Mo Youssef was supposed to be our guest tonight. He still may join us from California. But if not, it'll just be the four of us. And we know one another. We don't need a guest necessarily. I think we're okay, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Andy has all the excitement of a cop who's just pulled someone over and listening to their sorry story.
I'm just looking forward to Andy answering the Sweden questions later.
I guarantee he had to research what it was. I do have, and it's not like me to boast. Not at all. But Andy, I have something I'm very excited about. Very, very excited about. It's Canadian Thanksgiving.
It is.
We had family over.
A great day for the nation.
It is. We have ours early, technically because the harvest was earlier here in Canada, but I think it's largely because if we don't eat the turkey and pumpkin pie now, there's none left over after yours. Sure. So we sort of get a head start on it. But I will tell you, this morning I was excited. I started a puzzle and I completed it in 3 hours. Exceptional. The box said 6 to 7 years.
Yeah, sure. You were so hopeful, Rodolfo. You were so hopeful, but here we are.
Yeah. Bernadette, ladies and gentlemen. Bernadette.
I will tell you, Andy, that the complaint we have from our listeners, I'm going to go right into listener feedback. The complaint we have is from a few. And Andy, the complaint's probably best registered to you because the biggest complaint is the length of our show. People want more of us.
Oh, well, it is a common complaint that the four of us have probably had at some point.
I knew by the look on your face where you were going. I knew we were in trouble.
We really don't have the ability to get through an hour and 30, 40 minutes anymore. So we're going to try and keep it down to a tight hour. But I will tell you, Andy, your agent was extremely annoying this past week in talking to me about the Ask Andy segment. What happened with it? Why the people want more Andy. I've left it off again. It's coming back. It's just rotational, Andy. It's coming back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just try and keep
as long as I still get to put in my Macho tip of the day. So.
The Andy, the money's still the same, regardless of how much you speak. So,
my endorsements are.
Yeah, I will. We have a special birthday. James Gilliard's cat Kilometers is 17 years old this week. So Kilometers, have a lovely birthday. I don't know what you do. Yeah, I
Happy
mean,
birthday.
go poo in a box, do whatever it is cats do. Just,
Is he really like 11, or is that like?
No,
is
he's truly 17.
Okay.
And James's commitment to the bit. I offered to call him by his rightful name if he would just change Miles to Myles as a tribute to the Toronto Blue Jay outfielder. James refused. So we're still at a standoff with his cat kilometers. But
we have a comment from actually. There's someone called Miles, which is a cat, and I'm assuming it's James' cat. So he says, "My name is Miles, sir."
I think we found the Mendoza line for this broadcast.
Exactly.
Watching.
Fernando Mendoza? Too early.
Oh.
Really? All right.
Stats. We have 119. No, we have 120 subscribers. Tonight at Thanksgiving dinner, I arm wrestled someone into joining us on the spot. So we are now 120 strong, which on a math standpoint, I think is 380 away from the farm. We're halfway through the season. I remain extremely optimistic we're going to get to 500. It's extremely optimistic. We have ideas. There's things we can do. But Andy, dust it off. Get it ready.
It's always ready.
Our double bye week hurt us, I think.
Double bye.
Absolutely.
By the way, I know.
But you know, as soon as we reach close to 500, I will immediately unsubscribe to keep us below 500.
I don't think you're subscribed. I really don't. I've asked you that question.
And good news is that one of the concerns about the Notre Dame football team has been our kicking game. I still don't think we all really feel great about it, but this is a community. This takes a village. And we have found Notre Dame's next kicker. Might not be this year, might be 10 or 15 years away, but James Nook's Cranny sent me a video of, I think, his nephew, Bobby Orr Nook's Cranny. And Beto, if you can roll the tape, at first I looked at this, and if this kid had an afro, I thought this was Rodolfo kicking at camp. But here we go.
Oh yeah,
there he is.
Oh. Ooh.
That's how the extra point at A&M looked.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that was our kicker in 07, if I'm not mistaken.
Andy, I like to think that this is how you watch Rudy. Same outfit, same.
Doing the exact same things, yes.
Yeah.
You just muted yourself, Raj.
James, please, thank you. Thank your family for that. And if the little bugger can subscribe, that would be, we did give him a shout out. I want to see 121 before we get to the next show. Let's move on. Notre Dame, NC State, 36-7. There was some controversy regarding 6 more points to make Rodolfo and Mary be deadly accurate. But 36-7, I think at halftime, we weren't feeling great. It wasn't strong enough to have a bath. I did change my shirt, but it all pulled out all right. Paul, talk to me about your overall impressions of the game. You were there.
It was an eerie feeling in the crowd in the first half. It was like the apathetic crowd was sort of taking over a little bit. The phantom, pass interference, catch, no catch thing, that sort of got everybody fired up a little bit, which was, it looked bad in the stadium. I was getting reports from people at home, and it was bad. So that was like really the only life in the crowd in the first half. And then, we all saw the second half. It was great. I'm not going to comment on that, but I think it was good for CJ Carr to have some adversity. I think he, remember, this is his first year. I know we forget that because he's played so good and his progressions are so good, but to have a little adversity, I think was good for him. And our defense, being in the stadium, there were some guys open. The other quarterback was not great. I can tell you that right now. There were some guys open, but hey, you take the results, right? Well, when you give up 7 points to a Power 5 team, Power 4 team, it's a good result. It was good that we didn't like that game and we outgained them by 300 yards.
Andy, Paul mentioned the defense. Is the defense 3 games in a row? I think we've kept teams under 7-10 points, something like that. Andy, is the defense ready for USC? I mean, I know we're going to talk about USC a little later, but were you as excited about the defense from this game?
It's only because they're doing what they should be doing, right? In those games, those circumstances. But when they're truly tested, will they default back to week 1 and week 2? Hopefully not, or week 3 rather, and give up a lot of points. Hopefully they've grown since then. Leonard Moore being back certainly is helpful, but I think they've obviously improved since the first 2 weeks of the season, 3 weeks of the season. So I think their next true test, I think they'll certainly rise to the occasion. It's not going to be like they have against Purdue and North Carolina State and Boise State, but I think they'll be improved, they'll be better, and they'll be kind of what we're expecting.
Bubukar is at 5.5 sacks, Rodolfo. The defense seems to, Andy's just said, seems to be finding the rhythm a bit and their meanness. Are you in that camp?
They are, and at times they look great, but there are other times when, we have one offensive series by NC State where they have 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12, and they converted like 3 or 4 in a row. I said, what the hell's going on? So, you get such an ire just watching them in the first half. I was still mad at the second half, right? I know they blew them out and everything, but the first half was like the worst nightmare. A team like USC, we play like that in the first half, we're going to get blown out. So, I don't know. I'm still worried about the defense a little. And the offense looked great in the second half, but I can say they need to just capitalize on those opportunities. They were there in the goal line and they couldn't get it in. Things like that just absolutely drive me nuts. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll get up for the USC game because they tend to go down to their competition. So hopefully this week is different.
Paul, is it time on 4th and 1 now to maybe take an intentional, false start to make it a 4th and 6? So you're not going to do the things we've been not doing?
No, that's the one, the short yardage package that was Riley Leonard last year, right? Is what we're missing. And despite the fact we have Price and Love, who are great backs, and our offensive line seems to be gelling, when it's short distances, we're not getting it done. And I really think it is Buckner time. I really think on 3rd and short, you bring him in. Like, be the hammer, be the nail. Just go get it. Give me that one step back and then just rock it, just like you did on the fake punt.
Completely agree. Yeah, certainly.
And Andy, from a special teams perspective, this team's creative. We saw a lot of things last year that, we weren't expecting to see. I suspect there's more of that to come, Paul. I think, Andy, that Buckner's likely going to be used just for that as we go forward. Andy, fullback time? Should we maybe have a couple big fullbacks or a giant lineman in the backfield?
I wouldn't hate to see that, right? An ode back to Mark Edwards, probably one of our last true fullbacks, and obviously a great friend of Notre Dame and somebody that we've got to know over the years. But I wouldn't hate to see that. It seems like a lot of programs, and even the NFL, is to a degree bringing back the fullback. So I'd love to see it.
Do we have somebody on the roster? Like, can we move one of the tight ends back there? Because it seems like we don't even have tight ends. Like, we're throwing Faison in the middle of blocking schemes and things like that. So do we have that guy on our roster right now?
I don't know. I think the running backs are all halfbacks. So,
yeah.
Well, Aeneas Williams who's the other big running back? The young guy, a big, strong guy. I forget his name, but he fits the body type of that. And wasn't Jabron Payne the guy a couple of years ago in short yardage? He's still there. He might be hurt, but I think there's guys there who can do it. But I remember years ago it was Mitchell Evans, then it was Riley Leonard doing these packages. It's not Carr. And to leave Carr in on a wildcat where Carr's expected to block, or like we're just going 10 and 11. Then. It makes no sense.
Just spot him out for a play. Bring Buckner in and bring, like, one of the tight ends has to be able to play fullback. Like one of the, maybe not a guy we know. Maybe I think, and unfortunately, I think Bauman was the guy that would do it.
Yeah,
and he's out for the year now. So,
Dolph, I have coached sports, hockey and lacrosse for a long, long time. I would never, ever complain about the referees. I truly didn't. I thought that if you played 100 games, maybe one was caused each way by it. The rest is just part of the game. It's part of the dynamic. But, oh, my God, yesterday all through college football, especially at our stadium, it seemed really off. Am I being unnecessarily unfair to them?
No, I heard a lot of that. I didn't see the Auburn game, but there was some call there that really helped Georgia. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they need something. I mean, I don't know. I want to think they don't pay them enough, or there's got to be something there because I mean, it's all over. I mean, even in pro football, I mean, the game is so fast now; it's hard to officiate. I mean, I feel for those guys too, and they have to take decisions in split seconds. So I don't know; it's hard on them. There were some woeful calls yesterday, and there were some woeful calls last week also. So yeah, I don't know. Something's got to be done.
I don't want to know if we want to open this whole can of worms and save for another show, but the fact that these calls are going to the conference now, right? Like every call went to the ACC conference yesterday, and I read a lot about this Auburn game today, and everything was going to Birmingham in the SEC. Well, what does Birmingham want money-wise? Georgia wins, they get another chance at the playoff. You get another shot at the playoff, you get more money into your conference, right? Auburn's not getting calls from Birmingham. Your underdogs are not going to get calls against favorites. Or the ACC has a vested interest in us not getting a spot in the playoff because then they might get another spot in the playoff. Why do we have a contract with ACC refs? They're terrible. Like I don't understand. Like there needs to be a central officiating that's not conference affiliated because there's too many conflicts.
That's right. Even though we're technically part of the conference, not in football, but in the other sports, they shouldn't treat us like that, right?
Yeah.
I see we have a comment from Daryl Page. And just for the record, Daryl is my very, very good friend. He and I have been to Michigan Notre Dame games forever. He's a Michigan fan, and he's stirring the pot saying Freeman to Penn State. Paul, am I safe to say, gentlemen, that Freeman's not going anywhere unless it's a really stupid deal in the NFL?
Or Ohio State.
Exactly.
Paul, he's not going to Ohio State. Paul, no.
Just when those Ryan Day to the NFL rumors start, just fasten your seatbelt.
Fuzz, Paul. I feel so good. It's Thanksgiving.
I think Daryl, I'm sure a fine fellow, is probably just still a little sad from the butt whooping they took the other night.
Well, and I think he's realizing that his coach is not the guy, and there's some growing pains associated with that. Lastly, bit of a confession, and I'm going to direct it to Paul because you're the kindest of the group. Andy, well, he is Andy. Are you trying to say suddenly you're the kind one?
That's unfair.
Is that your positioning?
I was more thinking of Rodolfo. No offense, Andy.
We know his road rage. I'm just going to say it out. I'm just going to get it out. Finally, after 4 years, I've fallen in deep like with Jason Garrett.
My God.
I had the pleasure of being at the game, so I didn't have to listen to that for the third time this season, which would have been a record for me.
Lucky you.
I did have a moment with him where I was about 6 yards away from him and was tempted to throw a big block out there for Andy. I got in a 3-point stance, and everyone was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And
just yelled naked. Just yelled naked at him.
Yeah.
So it's funny because the 3 words he said nonstop yesterday, naked was used, but it was naked, juice, and Hicksy, which, as it happens, were your 3 nicknames in high school. So that's good.
He also was by himself mostly. Like we were down on the field for a while. And he was by himself. Like not a lot of people flocking up to talk to him. You know what I mean? Like not a lot of NBC staffers or Notre Dame people. Like everyone else on the sideline seemed to have partners. They were chatting up. Not
so. Pete Sampson on the Independent made a great comment last night, and he was actually complimentary to Garrett because I think he had a conversation with him for about a half hour during the week, and it was a compliment, but it was also one that also said exactly what we're thinking about him. He said, if you can get him to just talking about football, he's a pretty good guy. It's a pretty good chat. So I wonder what else he's out there chatting about. Let's move on now to National Treasures. Paul, we're going to start you.
Yep.
USA, Bring it, Paul.
I am going to commit a major faux pas right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to violate the rules of the podcast, but
Okay.
when you own the podcast, you make the rules. So sorry, guys.
No, you write the checks.
So my national treasure this week is one of my favorite Canadians, John O'Neill. And I'm crossing border for John O'Neill because of something he did for me yesterday. I was up at the game, as you guys know, with Mary. We did equipment weekend. She had a great weekend. And as you all have benefited from, she makes little Taylor Swift type bracelets with Notre Dame logos on them and things like that. And they've now infiltrated the building. We have them on Bass and Dan with ND equipment logos on them. And then when we went up to visit O'Neill and Guerrero and those guys yesterday, Mary and I went up and she had some wristbands for him. But we came around the corner where they sit and John was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he saw Mary and he goes, "Did you bring me wristbands?" Like he was so excited and that made her go crazy. Right. So Jade comes out, JP comes out. We give him some new bracelets. And John goes, "Hey, do you have one more? I'm having lunch with the punter on the team tomorrow and I want to give him one." Well, that's the guy that Mary and every other girl, evidently, including my other daughter, have crush on the team, James Rendell, Thor, the punter. And so today in the text, John sent to Mary and I a picture of James Rendell and John with their Taylor Swift wristbands on.
How sweet.
Coming through in a big way. So a cool cap to a great weekend. So, we could make fun of John for a lot of things, but he knows how to come through with the big moments. And it was another one. And he's a fine man. And despite being Canadian, he is my national treasure this week. U.S. soil when he did it. That was my qualifier.
Yeah.
So, John, if you're listening, and I know you're not, but now that you hear about this, you might listen to this segment. Please, thank you very much, John O'Neill.
I not surprisingly throwing myself under the bus here, but along with the teenage girls, moms, and I guess other people that
George,
You.
I have a crush on Thor.
yes,
I know.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's cool. Mine for Canada is quite simple. It's the start of another season, hockey. Even though we haven't won a Stanley Cup on a Canadian team in well over 30 years, hockey's back. It's the season, and particularly the Toronto Maple Leafs are a team that, I have never seen them win the Stanley Cup, but it brings such wonderful memories. My dad's no longer with us, but wonderful memories of watching hockey games with him growing up. And as a little kid, like 7, 8 years old, thinking, I got to make it up at least the second period to watch it with my dad because he'd be so upset if I don't. And frankly, he was thinking, go to bed, whatever. But wonderful memories of hockey with my dad growing up. And the Toronto Maple Leafs might do it this year. I'm not sure, Rodolfo. I don't think they're ever going to do it. But hockey is Canada's national treasure. And I'll tell you this right now, Paul, Andy, once February comes along and the Olympics are here, I will not tolerate any nonsense about your silly team and the Kachuks or whatever they are trying to win this Olympic gold medal. It's adorable that you think you can play hockey, but it's not happening.
Well, I was just going to say, and when you got into your dad, I was going to let it go, but then you brought it back up at the end there. I was going to say that it's, I stole my national treasure from Canada and you stole yours from America, the home of the Stanley Cup. So we're even.
Oh boy.
Hey, Ross, just real quick. How many movies have been made about a Canadian hockey team doing well in the Olympics? Just out of curiosity. And how many major miracles, some would say, have been associated with Canadian hockey team in the Olympics?
Andy, your team won. None of the pros were there. No one was there.
Oh yeah, the Russian pros were there.
Oh yeah, but not ours. Andy, if you want to see a real hockey movie and truly understand Canada, watch Slapshot. Slapshot, not Youngblood.
Youngblood?
Or the Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks makes me angry even thinking about it. Anyhow, Andy, you can talk about your treasure.
I thought you were going to say The Cutting Edge.
Was it? Slapshot was American-based team too, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, wasn't that?
Okay, just make sure that was American too. Okay, good.
Oh, boy.
Birthplace.
Dolph, why are you not helping in any way?
They don't have ice down there.
True. Andy, you can bring the treasure now.
Well, I think it's fitting that it be American Thanksgiving on Canadian Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving done right, as some would say.
Many people.
It's our national treasure because it's the real Thanksgiving. Pilgrims and indigenous people and the like. So for me, it's going to be that. And then obviously tomorrow would be the start of the Christmas season, which everybody loves. But for you in Canadian Thanksgiving, tomorrow is just Monday.
When does your tree go up, Andy?
November, or right the day after Thanksgiving.
And do you cut your own down? Do you go out?
We sure do.
Do you go into the woods? Is it an organized thing or just any tree in a wood?
No, it's organized. It's a tree farm, and we walk for miles until we find the perfect Christmas tree.
And then you have a giant. Then you, the kids, and Heidi have a giant fight on the way back home.
There's usually a giant fight on the way there, during, and on the way home. Yes.
Rodolfo, it's hard to top that, but I mean, what is your national treasure?
It's been spiral down here, and it's something that happened at SNL last week. The guest was Bad Bunny, and he paid a homage to a show we had it here in Mexico. It's called The Kid from the Neighborhood, and that's a show I used to watch when I was a kid. But that's not the important part about it. The important part about it is that everywhere else, to other Spanish-speaking countries you go, people refer to that show as if they had just seen it. So, I mean, it's a show I watched as a kid, and it's the first time I'm pretty sure that the American television ever mentions that. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Americans had no idea what that was, because it's a show from the 70s. So that's going to be my treasure. It's a TV show from the 70s right here in Mexico.
And what's it called again?
The Kid from Number 8. That's what they in Spanish it's El Chavo del Ocho. So it's a big show for all the Spanish-speaking countries, even Spain. I mean, people in Spain surprised because they know about that show, and they say, "Really? Did you watch?" And it's a very silly, very white comedy stuff. But I mean, that was what we had in Mexico back in the 70s. So if you get that last part from SNL last week, which must have been weird to a lot of people in the US, but I mean, I know exactly what the show was about.
So it doesn't sound like The Littlest Hobo, though.
No, it's completely different. Yeah.
Okay.
He's so disappointed.
Yeah.
So the story is
Hobo Pequeño.
again, just to understand it. The show is called An 8-Year-Old Boy, or the boy.
No, it's from Number 8 because I was the number in the street. It's a kid that doesn't have any parents, and he lives in a barrel inside a neighborhood. So, yeah, he's really poor. Yeah.
It's a great story.
It is very Mexican. What do you want me to say?
He lives in a barrel.
Yeah.
It's like the Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, it's Sesame Street. That's what it's called.
Something like that, yeah.
And you claim that the story of the Mexican boy living in a barrel without parents is very white.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. Just making sure I understand the premise. Well, that was good. Thanks, Rodolfo. That's I'll look at it. Can I find it anywhere?
Absolutely. You can look it all over the internet. I mean, it's there. I mean, Bad Bunny made a great. I don't care about his music, but he made a great impression of the actor who played one of the characters there back in the day. So,
Paul, I was, and the link here is Bad Bunny. I was going to say there are no Bad Bunnies, and Paul, your Foghorn Leghorn. I was thinking of you this week because I was talking with a colleague in New York City, and he asked me if I would, I forget the questions, but I responded to him, "You might, Rabbit. You might." One of the great Bugs Bunnies of all time.
Yeah.
I throw a lighted match if my friend Rocky was in the stove. You might, Rabbit. You might.
Yes.
Just a quick story here. I found Wilco's memoirs, a new edition of them, and he lived a life. Just the things I didn't know about him. But he apparently he hung out with he had a very close friend, and Wilco was a supportive friend. And apparently Wilco tells a story about they were out somewhere, and his friend was in tears, crying, the emotion of the moment, and just ran out of the room and said, "It's a boy." And Wilco said, "We never went back to Thailand."
Oh, God. My God.
All right.
It always surprises me how well-traveled and prolific a writer Wilco has been.
Exactly.
He's quite the dog.
Yeah.
I know.
It's quite the dog. Story of the past week. I've written a few down because I think we're all likely going to go to the first. Paul as podcast owner, I'll let you lead. But other than Notre Dame, what's the story of the past week, or the story that sort of caught your eye the most?
Yeah, and I think if the news hadn't broken today, perhaps we would not all have the same one, but I might have had it anyway because, as I've told several of you, I did spend the last week subscribing to several Penn State message board chats because I couldn't get enough of the story, and I saw one of my college roommates at the game this weekend, and he's like, "Paul, I have a confession to make. I actually subscribed to a couple Penn State message boards." I'm like, "So did I." So, like the firing of it's not even the story of the week isn't even the firing of. It's the fact that they lost to Northwestern at home.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, Aller's out for the season," and that's sad. But whatever. But that happened with a minute to go. They were already losing to Northwestern at home with a minute to go, and Aller got hurt. Like at home, like homecoming at Penn State. 15 days ago, this guy was hosting the whiteout and College Game Day and being a complete jackass on the TV, talking about how great he is and everything like that. 15 days ago, and now he's out of a job. It's crazy.
$56 million. They're not making that decision. They're not just going to settle for someone. They are going to try and make a generational hire. I'm going to put you all on the spot for a prediction. I have one who I think is going to end up there. I think Dabo Swinney ends up in Penn State.
Whoa.
Dolph?
Well, my story. I don't think that was Swinney's going.
No. Just tell me who. We'll go to your story in a second, but I'm just asking for a quick reaction to who do you think the next Penn State coach could be?
Jesus, I haven't even thought about it.
All right.
Well, they're so desperate. They might get this new high school kid to coach the team. I don't know.
Signetti's another name, and Matt Rule too. That seemed to be.
I mean, Signetti seems a little old. I think Signetti's a lot older than everyone thinks he is. I've thought this through. I think they'll end up with like Manny Diaz from Duke, who used to be the defensive coordinator there. But I think they're going to make Elko say no. I think they're going to make
Signetti Elko's a great thought, eh?
But if you want to have a hold my beer moment like you with Dabo Swinney, I'll throw one out there. Urban Meyer.
Ooh. Oh boy. I had another one. I thought could they give Nick Saban enough money?
That's what Daryl
exactly.
is.
Daryl just put
did he?
it up.
Oh wow. There you
Daryl's
go.
very caffeinated tonight. He also was asking if someone had to travel uphill both ways back in the day. So Daryl's locked in tonight.
Andy, the Butter Tarts head coach, is he available?
He should be because they suck.
Uh-oh. I don't want to handle that Butter Tart slander on my show.
It's rough. It's tough sledding, Paul. It's tough sledding. I'm going to go Clark Lee.
Oh,
good one.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Tough to get him away from Vandy, but I think for that program, for the money, for the spotlight,
the resources.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about Penn State not only just taking a $50 million budget hit, their defensive coordinator is making what, $12 million, total over 5 years. They're going to have to fire him too. That's going to be another buyout.
And the OC, who's Andy Kolnicki's making.
Oh yeah, the genius.
Amount too. Interesting.
And the recruits are falling off the tree too.
What about Charlie White?
Oh, yeah.
How about Brian Kelly?
We'll have
How about Chaz Weiss?
He's
If
like,
they pick
come
up
on
Weiss,
out
they'll
to
have-
Penn State. Brian Kelly gets a central Pennsylvania accent. Oh my God.
Well, I got a dark horse for that, and I think that might be it. PJ Fleck, the Minnesota head coach.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, he's
Yeah, it is dark.
Isn't that
He's
hiring
colorful,
the same
so-
coach but isn't he that like if you have the arrogant coach like we had with Brian Kelly, you got to go the other way to make people like you again.
Well, yeah.
I think James Franklin to PJ Fleck is white to
Well,
beige.
but, I mean,
Yeah.
They always have big personalities there, so
Yeah.
Lame Kitten can pick his jobs, but I don't know if he's going to leave Ole Miss. I think
no.
he's pretty cozy there. Florida's going to come open, I suspect. And by the way,
Yeah.
last comment before we move it around a bit more is Vandy opens up as favorites over LSU. Did you ever think you would see that?
Crazy.
Andy, what's your story of the past week, other than the butter tarts getting pummeled?
Well, I had to throw a player out of the game from the butter tarts.
Why?
So that's because he was being disrespectful. So he was asked to leave.
Was this a player that lives with you?
No.
Okay.
No names. No names.
No,
we live it at that.
It was
Okay.
not. But for me, the story, and we kind of touched on it, was the last 2 minutes of the Auburn-Georgia game in the first half. It took over 30 minutes
Yeah.
for those 2 minutes to be played. And I didn't realize it at the time while I'm watching it, but I'm like, wow, this is taking forever. But then I think there was a couple injuries, but there was a ton of penalties. There was the controversial no touchdown call that Auburn. It looked like it broke the plane. It was real close, I guess, but there was just an absurd amount of penalties in the last 2 minutes of that game that really made it drag on. And it just stuck out to me that of all the games I've seen so far this year, that the last 2 minutes of that game were just some of the most grinding.
And Hugh Freeze might be another job that's open too. I think it's going to be a landslide of jobs opening up in the next couple of weeks in this climate. What about you, Dolph? What's your story of the past week?
Well, it's basically Texas. I mean,
Oh.
we took him for done, and they came out and gave a great. That's what a rivalry game does. I mean, it can elevate your level, or it can actually bury you. But Texas just came out, and Sarkisian put a great game plan. They just dominated from start to end of the whole game, and Oklahoma got beat badly. So that's a huge one. I didn't expect that one.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. I think the story of the week for me, and it's just, oh my God, I can't believe this guy had a job. But Trent Dilfer was fired at UAB. I mean, how was he ever an NFL quarterback? How did he ever win a Super Bowl? And I guess he had a job coaching. It was like 9-21 over 3 years. I wish Mr. Dilfer the best, but if there's ever a guy who should just be grateful, and I'm sure he's not a listener, but be grateful that his mediocrity got him what he got. No, 120. 120. So
I'm sorry.
So what I thought we'd do in the spirit of wow. There's usually a lot of stuff behind the scenes that makes Paul spit his drink out, but
If we have anyone listening right now, please log into the comment chat as Trent Dilfer, please. If there's any humor left in this world. James, please. Daryl Sage, please.
Trent Dilfer's cat.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to offend Trent if he's listening.
Oh boy. It's funny. I was talking at Thanksgiving dinner. We talked about our 119 listeners, which got to 120, and they were all agreeing that we needed a viral moment, and this might be it. If this gets to Dilfer. I was hoping that just mentioning there was some accidental nudity in a previous podcast, people would go back and rewatch to look for it.
Sure. No, they wouldn't.
Unsubscribe.
All right. With all that's been going on in the world and all that's been going on in North America this past year, a lot of tension, a lot of polarizing politics, a lot of anger, a lot of noise. I realized that I was probably contributing to that with the what's the deal with. So we're going to take a break on the what's the deal with each other's countries. And I thought we could unite as the North American Golden Domers, have a little fun, and maybe learn something about other countries. But let's figure out, and there's no one here to answer for them. I don't have a representative from Sweden on tonight. But I thought we'd ask some questions. What's the deal with Sweden? Dolph, what's the deal with Sweden?
Before we start, just because I looked at the agenda, yesterday, I thought I knew Mo's ethnicity, but evidently he must be Swedish. So I thought Mo was answering the questions.
Well, Paul, you seem to be the expert as it relates to accents. You could probably do that Swedish chef from the Muppets. Yeah.
This is classic, right?
Dolph, what's the deal with Sweden?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things in their history that we could go wrong with, but I'm going to pick a positive one, which is they seem to have a coffee break, which they call fika, in which they have a daily break and they socialize eating, drinking coffee and eating pastry. So that sounds pretty good.
Sounds great.
What is it called again, Dolph? What's that called?
Fika, Fika.
I like that.
Very good. Well done. I like that. By the way, Andy, you're next.
That was quite the lead-in.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I deleted the agenda whenever you sent it to me, so I had no idea this was about to happen. So, but in a quick research, I see that Sweden is number 1 in the Good Country Index for being one of the best countries out of 149 that were a part of this list. They're number 1. And to me, they appear, based on thorough research I've done, that they have free and nearly free healthcare and higher education.
Yes. Yeah, lovely place.
Thank you. God bless.
Nice
Sweden.
hockey players. Well done.
Yeah.
Hey,
Paul.
didn't we play them in the 1980 Olympics?
That was the gold medal game. Everybody forgets that gold medal game.
Bringing it all. That's called bringing it full circle.
Yeah. Russia was just the semis.
Well done. Well done. Anytime Paul can mention Sweden, I know it's an exciting day for you, Paul. What do you have?
Lowest common denominator. I wanted to ask Mo about Swedish fish and if that really those candies really are from.
I wish Mo was here to field that question.
I love the fact that that was where you went, and they're very yummy.
I know they are, but I don't know. Is that just an American creation, or are Swedish fish something that people in Sweden really?
They have rivers of candy, Paul.
Mo. I need Mo on this. Need Mo on the case.
Rivers and rivers of candy. Andy, this sounds like something that would happen in upstate New York. My what's the deal with Sweden? I forget where you are, Saratoga Springs or somewhere near there. But Andy, apparently it's a tradition at high school graduations. They don't rent limos and get drunk and stick their head out the windows and blare, Twisted Sister like you did in your youth. Apparently it's common thing for Swedish high school graduates to rent a dump truck and drive around town to celebrate their.
Sounds amazing. Sounds like my Macho tip of the day is what it sounds like.
This might be a country worth you visiting.
I might get a passport for this one, fellas.
So, in true fact, and I'm surprised no one mentioned IKEA, But did you know that recently you know this, Dolph, the new prime minister of Sweden was the former CEO of IKEA,
Oh yeah.
and apparently it took him
Yeah.
no time to assemble his cabinet.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of
I
this 7
gotta-
Allen wrenches.
I didn't see that coming. I did not.
Yeah, that was horrible.
All right. By the way, congratulations, Rodolfo. This is not a what's to deal with, but congratulations. Your Mexican Navy apparently is leaving the harbor in New York. They're on their way back home. I saw that this week. So
They
Thank
just
you.
they hit the same bridge, not realizing that.
Yeah, we can't wait to see them down here.
They updated the maps.
Exactly.
Bridge here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we've been working with 1,542 maps. Yeah, that's a problem.
all right. Picks of the week.
Hey,
Picks
Raj,
of the
before we
week.
move on, I just want to tell you guys I just got a very sullen message on my computer that my organization requires the install of some thing that I don't understand. And either I'm going to disappear in 1 minute and 19 seconds or nothing's going to happen. So I'll do the best I can. I can't stop it. There's no do this later button. So
Okay.
I don't exactly know what's coming here. So
It's
It's
likely
like
a
it's all over again.
I just won't be online. I'll be safe.
It's
Y2K
likely
all over again. Yeah.
By the way, that was not what I thought it was. Y2K. I was very confused. I was very confused.
It wasn't KY2K.
Oh, I was so prepared. I still have some if you need it. Picks of the week. Dolph, you really went. You went 8-4. Paul and Andy were 5-7. I was 4-8. Mike was 5-7. Dolph, you're in the lead now. 21-20. You got a 2-game lead on me, 4-game lead on Paul, and a 6-game lead on Andy. So it's all there for the taking. Mo is not here. Sorry, Mo. Andy, North Carolina and Cal.
Cal. For you, Rodolfo.
Thank you, Andy.
Paul.
And North Carolina suck.
Yeah.
Cal.
They're horrible.
Cal at the buzzer. Cal.
I went with Cal too. Dolph.
Cal Bears all the way.
LSU and Vandy. Andy.
Vandy.
Paul.
LSU.
Yeah, I had to do that too. I'd love for it to happen, but Dolph.
Where's the game at?
It's at Vandy.
I'm gonna pick Vandy.
Ole Miss and Georgia. Andy.
I'm gonna say Ole Miss.
Paul.
Oh.
Paul.
I'm going to say Ole Miss
Oh,
as
you're
well,
on
and I
mute.
was surprised to see that Georgia's a 6-point favorite in that game.
Yeah.
Am I there?
So who?
Yeah,
You're still here. You're
I'm
still
just
here.
having
Yeah, you're good.
whatever happened. So there's something happening here. But
That's good.
So
I was surprised to see that Georgia's a 6-point favorite in that game.
yeah, I am too. I don't know if everyone truly believes in Ole Miss. Thanks, Paul. Who are you taking, Smarty? I think Paul's very confused. Paul's having a stroke. Paul, Ole Miss or Georgia?
How
I'm gonna
happy
punch
he is.
Paul in the head.
Look how
Okay,
happy he
I'm,
is.
Georgia.
I'm taking
Ole Miss. I'm trying to
Ole
say Ole
Miss.
Miss.
He said Ole Miss.
All right, Dolph. What about you?
Even though I hate Kirby Smart's face as much as Brian Kelly, I'm gonna pick Georgia.
Texas Tech, Arizona State. Andy.
I'll go Texas Tech.
Paul.
Texas Tech.
I went Arizona State. I think they're going to rebound. Dolph.
That was a tough loss last night, so I'm taking Texas Tech.
Okay. And Tennessee and Alabama.
I'm gonna have to say Alabama. They've been rebounding pretty well here.
Paul.
Bama.
Me too. I think Tennessee's falls off the map here. Dolph.
I'm gonna pick this one for my friend Smitty, and I'm gonna pick Tennessee.
Okay, there you go. So we are going to do a twofer here, if that's okay. We'll start with the Macho tip of the day. Yours, Andy, was like one of the best moments of the podcast. And Andy, when much like, and I hate to reference this again, I think it's like the 5th or 6th time I've referenced this, much like Roy, when he was in the hospital bed after being eaten by Montecore, and Siegfried was on the Larry King show speaking to him, and he said to Roy, me and you, we're like Siegfried and Roy. I'm
Very
Siegfried.
similar.
You're
Very similar.
Siegfried reached out through Larry King and said, I might be the magician, but you are the magic. Andy, you're the magic. You're the magic of this podcast. I'm simply this sort of goofy maestro. But when I think about the top 10 moments of the history of the podcast, like 9 of them are yours. And last week's Macho tip of the day. So Andy, we're going to go with your Macho tip of the week, and then one from Dolph. I'm doubling it up. So
Okay.
Andy?
Well, I would say if none of you have ever had the need to, I wouldn't say pleasure because it's quite a grueling experience of digging up a tree stump instead of getting it ground up, like really digging it up. It'll break you mentally, sexually, and physically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you
Mind
wear?
wanders.
What do you
Mind
wear?
wanders.
You wear your most rugged pair of jeans, obviously, a sensible shoe, and a t-shirt, obviously.
Andy, you know your imagery I'm getting. To me, one of the sexiest things I've ever seen is that Wrangler commercial when Brett Favre shows up and they're all playing touch football in tight Wranglers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
And
feels that way.
He asks them all for money so he can build his daughter a volleyball fucking stadium.
That's very good.
Oh goodness, and that's very good, Andy.
It's tough.
For some reason.
It's not a pleasant experience. Just spend the money and get somebody to grind up the tree stump.
Do you have a background music playing?
No, it's just like any other Saturday night around here. A lot of grunting and a lot of sweating.
And you still, when you do your morning jog, where Marmaduke lives, when you do your morning jog,
Wow.
you still don't have music, do you?
Never once. Nope, I do not wear headphones. I ran this morning, no headphones.
Andy, if I was a police person and I saw someone jogging without headphones, I'd arrest them immediately.
Sure.
Isn't that concerning?
Not at all. No.
Would you wear headphones on a plane? You just stare out the window.
No, I wear headphones on a plane.
He's like, oh, I'm not a psycho.
Yeah.
Dolph, what's your macho tip of the day?
Okay. Well, if you ever get in a fight in a bar or road rage, which we mentioned a little earlier today, try to be sure if you're going to really fight, try to give the first punch before they hit you. I mean, if you hit once, you hit twice. So exactly. I mean, Roger wouldn't know. Yeah, Roger wouldn't know about this because he's never been in a fight. But but again, I mean, I came out of the last one just a little rugged, and I still won the fight, but I got my bruises. So yeah,
Sure.
I mean, just.
How long ago?
If you're gonna do it, go for it. I mean, just.
Yeah. How long ago was this, Dolph?
I had a problem this week. This year, I had to break someone's window because he tried to run me over. So I had no other choice.
Can we do a special "What's the Deal with Mexico" as a follow-up?
Yeah,
It was a deep
that'll
dive
be
here.
like a 5-hour special. So.
Andy, can you pull police reports from Mexico?
I'm going to try. I mean, there's a lot of logistics involved there, but I'm hoping for some sort of closed circuit TV surveillance of this. There has to be something.
Yeah, not technology down here, so I mean, I'm not worried.
Man gets in fight after being interrupted during fruit snack.
Exactly.
That's your Google
exactly.
Search. Yeah.
He was going to run over by. That was too good. I was going to say my kiwis, but
My bar fight involves me just throwing one punch that knocks the other out, and I've been advised that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no,
Right?
yeah. So that's my macho tip for the day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You two.
All right.
You two.
Make sure you start a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You two. There's no testosterone left. All the world is right there. So, Paul, tell us a Notre Dame story, please.
How do I follow that up? All right, we're gonna go back into the tell us a Notre Dame story from Paul, and this segment got started, sort of a segment off of what things we talked about at camp and me and my father, and I've received a lot of feedback on that story from people we've run into at games and from people who actually are 120 subscribers, except for Andy. And so I sort of had a full circle moment this weekend, and I was gonna, saw the Notre Dame story was back on the list, and I was gonna tell a story about a USC game I went to a while back, and Raji's like, tell a story, and so this weekend I had the pleasure of bringing my daughter to a little behind the scenes stuff at Notre Dame, and she's 15. You saw her on the podcast list. All you dozens of people saw her on the podcast last week, and it was amazing. I was sharing a lot of photos, probably oversharing with you guys, just because it was hard to hold back. You know what I mean? It was like I'm tearing up right now thinking about it. But we went in there on Friday. We got to watch the full practice, and she was fascinated being behind the scenes and walking by people that just are bigger than anyone she ever sees in her entire lifetime. But walking in, and then we got to go into a team meeting where Coach Freeman was showing highlights from other games around the country and learning the difference between smart plays and dumb plays. Like don't let go of the ball at the 1 yard line. Don't do this. But just the fact that we were in the room, and when we walked in the room, we're in the back, and who's sitting in the back? It's the grad assistants, right? It's Seabass, and it's Kurt, and it's the guys that love us, right, from camp. And they're all like, Paul, and they're jumping up and hugging me. And my daughter was, for the first time probably since she was about 6, in complete awe of me, which doesn't happen much as teenagers. You guys either know that or you're going to learn it, Andy. Like you become persona non grata at some point in time. And all of a sudden, and then, we were waiting. We went outside the meeting, and then we were supposed to go work with Bass and do the equipment stuff. And I'll tell you about that in a minute because it was awesome too. But while we were standing there waiting for Olivia to escort us downstairs, Coach Freeman walks out, and he sees me, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And the fact that he probably didn't know my name, but he knew who I was. Like, he goes, "Is it fantasy camp week? This is way off." He's just making a joke. And then I'm like, "Oh, this is my daughter, Mary. We're doing equipment manager this week." He's, "Well, you better do a good job," right in her face, like, and shaking her hand. And, I don't think she calmed down for the rest of the weekend. And it was just like, then we walked downstairs and we did the equipment, and she was putting the pads on, like the jerseys on people's pads, like, "This is Dad, is this really CJ Carr's shirt?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "And they're letting me put it on, shouldn't they check it?" Like, she was like, and so the whole weekend was just like that. And I sat there, I've been lucky enough to have a daughter who graduated from Notre Dame. I have another one who graduated from St. Mary's, and I've been up there, and I've felt the pride of all those moments and sharing all those moments. But it happened again, and it had been a while. I'm tearing up right now. Then Saturday we're on the field, and she conked out finally in the car. We had to drive back last night, and she was holding, she got a Jajarian Price game used jersey from Bass, who Bass and Dan were fabulous, of course, and getting the punter, the capping off of her weekend. But we get the text today with the punter wearing her bracelet. It was I was like, that was top 5 dad weekend of all time. I was talking to my wife, and she goes, "She is sky high right now." And so I'm sure by tomorrow I will embarrass her in some way that, bans me to the drop-off lane at school again. But for 48 hours, I was the king again. And that's how I felt about my dad when he told me that news about, going to Notre Dame. So cool moment. I highly recommend any Notre Dame experiences you can do with your kids, whatever they are, because you can see, we get a little jaded. The 4 of us and a lot of our listeners, we're jaded. We get to hang around in that locker room on a regular basis. And it strikes us at first, and then by Thursday, we're all walking around casually, chewing gum. And even when I'm there, I'm a little comfortable there, even though it's game day. Mary's walking around, her eyes are this big. She's like, "Dad, there's in 2 hours. What are we doing in here?" And we got to stay in there for this Coach Freeman speech and the prayer, with Father Nate, and she's just like, "They're going to kick us out of here, aren't they?" And I'm like, "They might." I'll be honest with you, they might kick us out of here at some point. But it was. I could talk about this for an hour, and we're trying to keep the podcast slow, but any experience with your kids there is the best thing in the world. And then, like I said, I saw Mike Kremen up in the good seats with his kid, and the kid was just having the time of his life. You could tell, and I was beaming for him as well. Great experiences. So get your kids up there, guys, and all you listeners out there. And Trent Dilfer, I got some tickets if you need them.
Awesome story. Wonderful
Great
share.
story.
I don't know whose smile was bigger, yours or hers, which was cool in the photos you shared. But
it still
that's
is,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. And you talk about slowing things down and being in the moment, because it all goes so fast. It all goes so fast. It was like yesterday. I remember taking my little state trooper friend into the locker room at Yankee Stadium and getting him an Uncrustable.
Which saved my life, Roger. That Uncrustable, to this day, it saved my life.
There was one other moment that was comical. We were in the, Dan's had given us little duties to do. Oh, here's a helmet that got reattached, and go put it on this locker or whatever. And there was an event in the stadium for football alumni and their families. And they were coming down the tunnel, and they were allowed in. And then there was a rope where Mary and I are behind the ropes, right? And people are taking pictures of us, loading shoulder pads. And Mary's like, we don't have the idea that we don't even work here. Those are the equipment managers. We're like, oh, yeah, that's us.
Awesome stuff, Paul. Thank you for sharing.
We have a couple of comments from our cat listener, Miles. And he says, Raji, if you're going to make more than bad one joke per episode, we want the 140 podcast back. Another one says, was that after Rodolfo came out of the tunnel and the driver wasn't expecting to see him come out of the bushes in the U.S.?
Wow.
Okay.
Miles working blue now.
Exactly. And the last one's for you, Paul. Paul, you do have to realize that to top this for her 16th birthday, you're going to have to get Taylor Swift to show up at your house, right? Just says another awesome story from Paul.
Absolutely.
Speaking
of Taylor Swift, Rodolfo, the excitement from
nothing to do.
Rodolfo from Mexico City. Rush is back. One of Canada's national treasures is back. Rodolfo's excited. And
they're going to your city too, Paul.
It was right. Yeah, I know. It was right after you talked about them making an appearance at the Blue Jays game. I think it was all making sense. They were getting ready to announce the tour. Yeah,
absolutely. I had inside info like you, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Like you have on Penn State, I have on Rush, right?
That's right. Very good. Big money, man. Big money.
Not again. The worst sign. So let's do the Notre Dame.
Do you know what makes that better, Paul? It's exactly the year that Roger turned 60. So that's our present for you, my friend.
Oh, very good.
By the way, I'm putting everyone on notice now. Sometime next September, I am having Raji Fest. It is going to be a week-long celebration of Raji. It'll be the annual Raji Fest. Come celebrate the turning of into the 60s, which is a terrifying thought. But
I'm going to need a description of activities before I agree to show up at something.
There'll be bouncy castles. There'll be dogs.
I'm a little worried.
You finally get to use that palette of KY from Y2K.
Can we have a little mini camp of bar fights there so we can teach you how to fight?
Dogs, pool.
Okay.
Teaching bar fights.
Teaching bar fights at Raji Fest.
Did I ever tell you the story of how the closest I came?
Yes, we don't want to hear
Music City Bowl in Nashville. So my friend Daryl was there. He can attest to this. I get on the plane with him. We're heading down, and he looks at me and goes, "What the hell are you wearing?" I had jeans on with my Uggs, and he goes, "You're going to Nashville. What are you doing?"
It's perfect attire for a fight, right?
Did Daryl get in a fight with you at that time? I would have been justified.
So this was back, and it's a long time ago, but after the game, we were at a bar down in whatever's Broadway. It was like 2 a.m. I had a fair bit to drink, and this is likely why I don't drink anymore. Apparently, about 15, 20 feet away from me, a fight started. And I got up with my little Uggs, and I said to Daryl, "I'm going in." And he just grabs me by the back of my shirt and says, "No, you're not."
No way.
And he likely saved my life.
Is this when you had your goatee?
No, that's
This
not
goatee,
going.
Raji?
No. There was a period of a goatee that lasted about 2 weeks, and unfortunately, there's a picture of it out there. So,
Fantastic.
but I almost got in one. But you did take some shrapnel this past weekend, Rodolfo. One of our viewers down there found a picture of a mariachi band on campus at Notre Dame. We sent you that picture.
I told you about that.
Viewers, one of our viewers.
Yeah, one of our viewers. Who knows who?
Trying to protect you.
I was walking with Gina and Mary at that time, and I go, "Hold on, time out. I got to go take a picture of this." And I sent the text, and I go, "Watch this." We were just waiting for the comments to come in.
Yeah, I told you that was part of Notre Dame. So,
yeah, proof.
Let's move on to Notre Dame picks for the week. The score, Andy. What do you have the score as?
I think it's going to be close, a lot closer than we want it, but it'll be, I think it's going to be high scoring again, kind of like the first couple weeks. So I'm going to go Notre Dame 42, USC 45.
Oh, you're picking C.
Yeah.
Did you really just say that?
I did.
Oh, boy.
I did.
All right,
I
Paul.
was the only one that did that.
Yep.
I've got Notre Dame 41, USC 30.
I went Notre Dame 41, USC 35. Dolph?
going to go Notre Dame 35, USC 31.
Carr, over under 230 yards. Andy passing.
Over.
Paul?
Over. I think we're going to have to raise this over going forward.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Guys,
this is an easy one.
He's legit, man.
Yeah,
I know. I went over. Dolph?
over also.
Love, 113 yards rushing. Andy? Over
Under.
Paul?
Under.
I said over. Dolph?
I'm going to say over too.
Reardon, 54 yards receiving. Andy?
Over.
Paul?
Over.
I went under. Dolph?
I'll say over.
Leading tackler.
Adon Schuler.
Paul?
I don't know. Andy and I have been on this. USC throws a lot. I'm just going. I thought I was going to break out from the pack here with Adon Schuler.
I went Bowen. Dolph?
I'll say Bubakar.
Ooh, that'd be great. If Bubakar is leading tackler, we win. Yeah,
I know.
Thor bomb, Andy.
Last week was what, 44 yards?
47.
47. I'm going to give him. I'm going to match that. 47.
Paul?
Powered by his new bracelet from Mary, 50.
I went 55.
I went 55 last week. One of them last week looked big, and it didn't end up going as far as I thought.
Live update. Blue Jays George Springer puts one out. 1-0 Jays, bottom of the first.
All right.
Dolph, who do you have? What do you have?
I have, with bracelet power, I'm going to say 49.
All right.
Bracelet
Bracelet's
power.
ready.
Love it. All right. I didn't put this in the agenda. I'm going to go quickly through this. The first one in wins. I'm going to give you a blind bio. Bio. Born.
It's James.
Mark? No.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, just drop the mic.
Well done. March 28th, 1966, this person was born in Abington, Pennsylvania. This person went to Princeton. This person had a 15-year pro. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Garrett. 15-year pro career, one in the CFL, which he got cut, 16 years coaching, 4 years as an NBC analyst, and forever in our hearts, Jason Garrett. Mo was going to ask us a random question. It was probably something about Sweden, but
I was brushing up on my Swedish folklore just for this. ABBA.
Do you have anything? Anyone have a random question for the group here? I can figure something out, but
Hey, let's come up with something.
while you're doing that, I will tell you that tonight so this morning I had a nice mint and eucalyptus bath to start the day. This evening I started with I had a cherry, lavender, and chamomile, delightful. But I made a mistake Friday night. I tried this and never do this. Never ever have a milk bath. The water or the milk goes past your eyes.
Oh, geez. All right, are you ready?
Thank you, Paul. I stick
I'll
in
bail this segment out.
Yep.
This is right off of Google, by the way.
Good.
If you could live with the question, I'm going to make it a little tighter. If you could live with any fictional character, who would you choose? Was the question that I Googled up, but let's hold off on that. Let's make it a little tighter. Let's say, if you could live with a fictional cartoon character, who would you?
That's perfect.
Can
I answer first?
You know mine is.
Can I answer first?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Betty Rubble.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's not the direction I was going here, but
I have to live with her, right?
Yeah.
I could see you a long
Barney,
day at work.
The fist fight with Barney is going to be fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween's coming up, Dolph. Is this a sign of what's happening at the Vasquez home?
I don't think so.
Andy.
Probably, Garfield. I like the cut of his jib. So.
The lasagna-loving cat.
You would be ignoring each other, right? That's why you pick him.
Yeah.
Mondays.
Paul, what about you?
I mean, my obviously first answer is my all-time hero, Foghorn Leghorn. But I think he would wear on me after a while. So I'm going to go with the funniest cartoon character of all time, Bugs Bunny. I would just be in stitches all day long. He he dresses up sometimes. He's in character. He's in costume. Resourceful. I think I got it set with him.
You might, Rabbit. You might.
Yes. Exactly.
Well done. It's a no-brainer, Snoopy. That's so. Well, a delightful show. I will likely be on next Sunday night, same time, likely. I think that's the plan for the bye week, and we will have sort of a mid-season review. Yes, Paul.
I know this is a good question tonight. Any attendees next week, Raji? That's right.
Yes. I'm going, me and Matt McFadden, and please pray for Matt. He's never experienced like 12, 13 hours in a car with me alone. So it's killed George Davis a couple times. So George is never going to be the same.
You got to bring George too.
Exactly.
We offered it. Apparently he's going to Winnipeg for some business thing. So we offered. And Devlin, it is his wife's, their anniversary. So he didn't think it was a good strategic move to spend it with me. So fair call. One last update from the game, Paul. How was the donut cake?
The donut cake, as you saw in the photos, it might have been the best donut cake we've ever had. Very heavy and filling. And in fact, I blew this, Raji, because there is still some donut cake in the other room. I meant to eat a piece in front of Andy on live TV. The donut cake was so big that there's still like this much of it left. But it was a wide one. It was almost overstuffed with frosting. I'll be honest with you. It might have been overstuffed.
What a predicament. Oh, my goodness.
I know. There will be, by the way, Raji, good news. There will be another donut cake next week.
I was just going to ask. That was the question: is donut cake making an appearance for USC? So, yeah, looking forward to it. Very excited to come down. And Andy, Dolph, if you guys need anything from there, I'll get you. I still have your towels from the A&M game if you want them.
I do.
But if you want anything from campus, let me know, and I'm happy to get it for you. Hats, another three.
Yeah, it worked out well the last time.
Shout out
3 hats.
Shout out to JP Guerrero for picking me up one of the green Yetis at last week's game. because I couldn't make it to Boise. So I sent him a request, and he brought it to me at the game. So shout out to JP.
Oh, that's really cool. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those.
I was like, who's responsible that sits up there? And I was like, O'Neill would get it for me, and then he'd lose it. So I'm like, not him.
It's responsible.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the jacket we got we purchased at camp finally made its way to me this week. Yeah. Apparently, it had been traveling around North America with O'Neill, and I guess Guerrero gave it to O'Neill, thinking, well, they live in Canada, they bump into each other all the time. It's a small place.
They don't have mail there. I need to find someone to drop this off.
So John finally sent it via courier, so I do have it, and excited for that. Great show.
Those look nice. Dickie had his on at the game. He looked nice.
Looks sharp. Really good. I'll wear mine next week. Sorry, Mo, you couldn't make it. Hope to have you next week. Thanks for trying. Mo's a great guy, and we'll just teasing.
He's our only Swedish camper, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is. The Swedish ambassador.
Yeah, exactly. We have one more comment before we go from Josh. He says, jeans and Uggs are part of the Canadian tuxedo. Is this right? Is it right?
As long as he's got a jean jacket on with those jeans.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Does anyone have a jean jacket?
I do not.
My wife does.
Paul, you don't have a jean
jacket,
Paul?
No, not anymore. I believe me, Andy, I lived in it for like 10 years, but I don't have one anymore.
Mine stayed in the 80s, so yeah.
My wife is wearing one today. Rodney, if we brought you a jean jacket that was the right, proper size, would you wear the Canadian tuxedo to a game?
Of course.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah. How about play? We go home playoffs this year. Will you wear following up your fantastic Rudy's dad outfit? Will you wear a Canadian tuxedo this year?
Absolutely. As long as I can wear a toque with it, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, good.
So they still have those jean jackets in the toddler section?
Does Mary have a jean jacket? Because that'll fit Roger.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think Mary's lovely. Andy, you haven't seen Mary in a while. I think she's actually taller than Roger.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've asked Kremen for his son's hand-me-downs in about a year. He's had them, so not far from that. So, lovely to see you guys again. Have a good week ahead. Appreciate you guys. Not being too goofy here, but happy Thanksgiving up here. Thankful for you. Thankful for all the great things and all our great friends that we have and things that we get to do. And thank you, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, Canada.
Go Irish.
Okay.
Bye,
guys.
Go Irish.
Go Irish.